Okay, so it's a proper class. Okay, so I'll be taking again 35 hours, so it'll be a proper class covering most important concepts in the pharmacology, and again it will be in such a way that it can cover one liners also and clinical based questions also. Okay, so this pharma class would be this. Okay, now first thing is understand today forms are available. Okay, so we will continue studying till we don't get the information about the forms. Okay, once forms are online, I will give you time to fill up the forms. Okay, so that means either we'll take a long break, okay, or we will stop the class. Let's say the forms come at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, so we'll try to fill up the form because I want all of you to fill it on time without any delay etc, because tomorrow also there will be the same scenario. Okay, clear? So these videos, yes, would be available on YouTube also. Okay, so okay, done. So that is the first thing. Okay, so class would occur till the forms are online. Once online, I'll give you either break or stop the class so that you can fill the forms. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, number two, those who have still not got the eligibility and the results are withheld. Okay, so we are also trying to put as much pressure as possible by continuously asking and mailing the NB what is the solution. So they have given some more withheld results, okay, yesterday. So we are very much sure that they will declare result for all the withheld even if they don't have the documents completely submitted. Okay, so in case anyone who struck because of that, they should wait before they fill the form. Let's say someone is not yet having the eligibility certificate, okay, and they are having the withheld result of 31st August exam, so there's no point filling the new form. Okay, clear? It'll rather be a problem in case they declare the result and you are still not having the, and you fill the form again, so that will be a problem because sometimes they will then not accept the previous result. Okay, it has happened in the past. A student was withheld, he gave the exam, okay, and while giving the exam, that is, he got the result of pass 1, but they didn't accept that. So therefore my request, those who are still withheld, don't fill the forms till you get a clarity. Clear? And very soon you will receive the pending eligibility certificate from the new NMC office. Okay, because they have changed the entire staff etc, but they are legally bound to give you eligibility certificate because you have submitted demand draft, all the document. So there is no law which can stop you from getting the pending eligibility certificate. And anyhow, those who don't have the eligibility, how can they fill the form this time also? Okay, yes, you can fill the form, but again you have to submit the eligibility as soon as possible, or at least the number. So therefore my request, please stop for that time being where the eligibility, there is time till 28 October, so don't hurry, don't panic. This till 20 days for you to fill the form, so you can fill the form in that time. Are you clear? Okay, so class would be around 4 days, plus we'll be having medicine class, so we'll merge the medicine with pharma. So that is why, so today fill the form. Okay, so those who don't have the EC missing or withheld, okay, so please wait for filling of forms. Okay, those who are in Delhi or planning to give from Delhi, okay, they can fill the Delhi center. Okay, we'll again try to provide transportation like last time. Okay, so those who are in Delhi, nearby Delhi, or plan to give exam from Delhi, and will be organizing special revision programs in the November in Delhi. Okay, clear? Once the government allow opening of every center. Okay, so I think from 15th October government allows cinema halls and also the coaching institutes to open up. So we'll be doing in November revision class in Delhi, not other places. So November we'll do face-to-face revision classes. So number face-to-face revision class in Delhi, number till the exam is there. Okay, so those who are giving the exam in Delhi, they can attend them. Okay, and we will do sessions daily 2-3 hours and revise rapidly. Okay, so rapid revisions online also I'll take, and I'll take face-to-face also. Clear? So that, okay, so I think I'll start the class without any delay. Okay, fine. So medicine class will take later on. I hope it's clear. Chalo, okay. So without wasting time, we will start rather than answering this. Okay, so class is for around 4 days, and then we'll take medicine. If any topic is not covered in that much details, don't worry, we will cover it up in medicine, because we have still 6 days for medicine and 4 days, total 10 days. 10 days are more than sufficient to cover pharma also and the medicine part also, okay, because most of the things are same, okay. I showed yesterday also, when I was taking medicine class, half the time I was teaching medicine rather than pharmacology rather than medicine, by giving you the drugs, how they act, what the mechanism, etc. Okay, so let's start. Okay, those who are here, they can also revise their pharmacology medicine for NEET exam, okay, but primarily it is meant for what, the MCI exam on 4th December, okay. So 4th December MCI or FMG exam, rather FMG screening exam. So it's basically for FMG, okay. So we'll start without delay, okay. So I think I have conveyed all the doubts, etc., and now we'll start the class, okay. So first is, what do we need to learn in pharmacology? The most important things in pharmacology is how the drugs basically act and how they move in the body, okay. So that is what we are learning, general pharmacology, okay. Yes, those who don't have EC, please wait for filling of the forms, okay, clear, fine, okay. Those who are giving for the first time, okay, they can still fill, but those who have already given and they are withheld, please don't give, because it will be a problem in case they declare the results, okay, fine. So okay Mohammed, so ask me later on, I will reply, okay. So we are starting the class and we'll be doing what? General pharma, then we'll be doing the autonomic. In case today we are not able to finish autonomic, I'll do it tomorrow. We'll take a longer session tomorrow. We'll do autonomic nervous system, then CNS, CVS, respiratory, diuretics, all the system would be covered, okay. So first is, there are two terms, that is pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics. Now remember, dynamics means what? It is action. It is action. Remember what the drug do in body. So remember, dynamic is do, what the drug do. So that means simply action of the drug, like decrease the BP, increase the BP, increase heart rate, decrease. So that's mean what? It is basically drug action. So what is the meaning of this? It is drug action. So pharmacodynamics is about the action, how the drug act, what is the effect of the drug. So action or effect of drug. So remember, it is what the drug do in the body. Are you clear? Okay. Here about the exam, Himanshu will discuss these things later, okay. Let's first finish, okay. Presumptions about exam will not help us, okay. This will be tough exam, easy. We can discuss all these things later, okay. Let's focus on the theory and the learning now, okay. Clear? Okay. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Next is, what is kinetics? As you know, the word kinetic means what? Motion, movement, okay. Kinetic means motion, okay. So it is the motion of the drug while it goes through body. So in simple language, it is the movement of the drug in the body. So kinetic means movement. So it is a movement of drug in body. Or some books say what body does to the drug. So in simple language, what body do to drug. So what is the general definition? What a drug does to body is called as dynamic, and what body do to the drug, like kidney, what kidney do? Kidney excrete the drug. So remember, kinetics में kidney आ जाएगा. Kinetic kidney. Kinetic kidney. So kidney क्या करती है? निकाल देती है. So kinetics is kidney. So that's why kidney is concerned with the kinetics in this particular case. Are you clear now? So dynamic is do the action, drug do in body. Kinetic is body do to drug. What body do to drug, okay, does to the drug, okay. Now let's focus on kinetic first, okay. So kinetics would be basically done with ADME study. So what do? We do ADME study, okay. Now what is A? Is absorption, D is distribution, M is metabolism, and E is excretion. Now how do you understand? In simple language, absorption is how the drug will come to the body. So in this case, आना, absorption means आना, drug आ गई. So drug enter. So drug enter your body, the system is called what? Absorption. आ गई, आया. Then it will spread itself. So distribute means what? How it spread itself. Spread in body. समझ में आ गया? दवाई क्या करेगी? फैल जाएगी. So drug enter. Let's say you give IV, oral. It enter the system. Then it starts spreading to all the body system via blood. Mainly via blood. Okay. And metabolism. Then आप क्या करते हो उसको? Means break. Means break. And who break? Break by liver. Because liver is the factory of the body. It metabolize and break. And once you have broken down the drug, who comes into play? Kidney. And kidney will remove the kachra. It will remove. Okay. Remove from body. Okay. Remove by kidney mainly. तो याद करना ये चार चीजें. पहले आएगी, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट फैल जाएगी, फिर आपका लिवर उसको तोड़ देगा पीस पीस में, और फिर किडनी बोलेगी निकल, पहली फुर्सत में निकल यहां से. सो दैट इज व्हाट द होल आइडिया इज. आर यू क्लियर नाउ? लाइक एग्जांपल, व्हेन अ थीफ और एनी काइंड ऑफ टेररिस्ट एंटर द कंट्री, दे विल एंटर, then they will spread out across the country to do their then our policemen will catch them, will put them in prison, and ultimately they are thrown out, kicked out of this country. So that is what the everything is. आना, spread करना, फिर you need to break them down, and finally you will be excreting them in the kidney. Are you clear now? So that is the whole summary about the kinetics: absorption, distribution, metabolism, and this. Okay. Now one thing is what, when a drug enter the body, it has to enter what? The blood, so that it can spread. So therefore it can enter via two main method: directly the blood or via the intestine. So therefore a drug enter blood. Okay, enter blood. If it is entering directly, then no problem. But if it enter via intestine, GIT, that is intestine, via GIT, intestine, what happens is it has to go through liver. That means before the drug can reach the blood, it has to go through liver. Okay, it has to go through liver. Why? Because the liver is receiving all the blood coming from the stomach and intestine. So this is the stomach and this. So all this is first reaching which area? All this blood is reaching this. Okay, so that's why the drug will first reach the liver. So that means it will not be distributed first, it will be metabolized first. So that's why liver will metabolize. So what will the liver do? So liver will do metabolism. So it's called as first pass metabolism. So first pass, so liver will do, and then only it can enter the systemic. So this is the remaining drug. So therefore the drug is coming, and what will reach? The one which has been, yes, left by the liver. So that is why if you are giving the drug directly in the blood like IV etc., then it can go completely. But if you are giving via the intestine etc., it will go through liver, and liver will break. Okay, first pass. Okay, so some part of drug is broken down before it reach, called as what thing? First pass metabolism, and then it reaches the blood. Are you clear? Once it reaches the blood, it will distribute. So once it reaches the blood, now once it reaches the blood, it distributes. Okay, and then via blood spread to all body systems. All body system, like it will go to what? It will go to CNS, CVS, respiratory, kidneys, etc. Are you clear? And now again the liver will metabolize. So that means, and then kidneys. So that is why ultimately liver has to metabolize each and every drug. Are you clear now? So liver will have to what? metabolize in this case. So therefore some drug undergo twice metabolism in the liver, the one coming from GIT. So first pass, second pass, okay. And drugs which are directly in the blood, they are going only one time metabolism in the liver, and then kidneys will remove, okay. Why liver and kidney need to work together? The reason is very simple. Kidneys make urine. Kidneys make urine. Urine is water. So that's why water soluble things can easily be removed by kidney. And lipid soluble cannot be removed by kidney. क्यों? भाई oil पानी में mix नहीं होता, तो कैसे निकालोगे? So lipid soluble drugs are not very easy to remove in urine. That is why liver primary function is what? Convert lipid soluble substances to the water soluble. So the purpose here, so understand, okay. Liver function is what? It will convert drugs to water soluble form, and then kidneys can remove in urine. So don't forget this statement. Liver convert drugs into which form? Water soluble form, and once they become water soluble, they can dissolve in the urine and easily they can filter in the urine and they are easily removed. So remember the summary. So once again let's revise and then move. First, any drug coming to the body will have to enter the blood eventually to spread everywhere, okay. For distribution, it need to enter the blood plasma. So either it can come directly, you can inject it directly in the blood, or if it's coming via GIT, intestine, some area, it has to go through liver, because all the blood of GIT via the mesenteric vessels, portal vein goes. What is this vessel? It's portal vein. So via the portal vein it goes, called as enterohepatic circulation, and now the liver will do first attempt to metabolize, and that means some of the drug will, let's say 100 came here, only 50, that means 50% reach the blood, only 50%, not 100. So 100 milligram was given, but only 50 milligram reach the blood. Then once it reaches the blood, it distributes, that is called as distribution, and then liver will again break it down, and then kidney will remove. What is the liver doing? The metabolism primarily is aimed at what? Primarily it will convert the drug to which form? Water soluble form, so that we are able to remove it in the urine. तो याद कर लो, आया, फैला, टूटा, निकला. So आया, फैला, टूटा, निकला. So it comes, spread, break, and then we remove the dead body. Are you clear? तो बचा खुचा, तो आया क्या? इसको पेल दिया, ठोक दिया, and then टूटा फूटा टुकड़ा यूरिन में फेंक दिया. So the liver doing, it is breaking the drug and making what form? Easy, smaller, water soluble form. Okay. So let's start with first thing, that is routes of administration. ROA. Routes of administration. Okay. So routes of administration, okay, clear? Okay. Now it is a part of basically the way we give the drug, okay. So first is we have two routes. One is we can give is systemic, okay. So systemic or the local, okay. Now, what is the difference between systemic and local is, okay. So, a very simple summary. Let's say in Gautam Nagar a dog die, okay. So, death of the dog, or there's some alcoholic who's falling on the street. So, who knows? Only the local people in Gautam Nagar know, okay. But if some heroine take charas ganja or some drug, then it goes to the national news. क्योंकि बहुत बड़ी बात है भाई, है ना. Our farmer dying, उस फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ओके. पीपल आर नॉट गेटिंग जॉब, माइग्रेंट, अरे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. फर्क किससे पड़ता है? हीरोइन ड्रग लेती है, बहुत बड़ी बात है, नाम ही हीरोइन है, तो क्या हो गया? ये आ गया क्या? मीडिया पे, और सबको पता लग गया. सो व्हेन अ ड्रग एंटर द ब्लड, इट कैन स्प्रेड टू ऑल बॉडी सिस्टम. तो इसका मतलब क्या है आपका? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इट विल वाया ब्लड. So once you reach blood, blood supply every part of the body. So that's why you are entering the blood. Are you clear? So systemic means you are entering the blood. Local means you remain at that area, never go beyond that. So that means the drug remain at given site. समझ में आ गया? So मतलब क्या है? लोकल है. So that's why अगर कोई कुत्ता मर गया या कहीं कुछ हो गया, ये क्या आपकी लोकल खबर, गौतम नगर में कुछ हुआ, दैट इज लोकल न्यूज. हाँ, इफ इट रीच व्हाट द मीडिया or news channel, then it can become a yes national news. Okay, so local versus national, are you clear? Okay, now what is the difference between this? Okay, so first, local can be two types. One is topical or it could be deeper tissue. So let me explain this. Topical means what? ऐसे अगर टोपी, where do you wear topi, cap, that is on the so surface. So topical is basically surface. Okay, so topical is basically surface. So when you apply on the surface or some small part, that is called as the topical. Okay, so याद करना, टोपी पहनते ना, सर पे टोपी, topical. So topical is surface. Okay, mainly surface. Okay, so what surface is basically in the topical? First is skin. So anything you apply on the skin, gel, creams, anything, ointment, they are all topical. So skin or mucous membranes. So any kind of paint or you are doing some kind of ointment or this for the cavity. Okay, they are all this. Okay, so mucous membranes, like which cavity? Oral cavity. Okay, so oral cavity. So oral cavity, nasal cavity, they all have mucous membranes. Okay, so oral, nasal, okay, even eye, etc. So these are all included in which category? Topical. So skin, eye, oral cavity, nasal, even ear, they are all put in which category? They are put in the topical category. Are you clear now? Topical. Okay, and what is the form we will use? So basically we are using, example, drops, very commonly used, eye drop, nasal drop, okay, ear drops, or creams. Remember all the cream, fairness, fair and lovely, वो cream लगाते हैं ना गोरे होने के लिए. Okay, fair and lovely. Okay, clear. Then what else? Okay, ointment, आयोडेक्स मलिए, काम पे चलिए, सब कहाँ लगाते हैं? स्किन पे. Okay, so ointment. Okay, so all these are in which category? Even gels, all these are in which category? They are in topical category. Now can we go a bit deeper? Yes, example, if you inject in joints, so obviously when you put a drug in the joint, it will stay in the joint cavity. Okay, and that's why it will not leak out. So it will stay where? It stay in the only the joint fluid. Remember, so joint it stay. Okay, what is it called as? Intra-articular. So intra-articular. Okay, intra-articular. Okay, intra-articular, that is in the joints. Okay, so sometimes we have to give drugs directly in the joint cavity. So in joints, that is intra-articular. Okay, and sometime in CSF, that is called as what? Intrathecal. So because of blood-brain barrier, will the dye come out of CSF or stay in the CSF? It will stay in the CSF. Example, yes, spinal anesthesia. So it will stay only in the cavity. Okay, so this is the concept we will be seeing, or we have a look in this particular case. Okay, fine. Okay, so that is the concept. So are these drugs spreading everywhere, or they remain at the local site, like in the joints, in the CSF? They are not entering the blood. Some amount can go, but bulk will remain in the local site. Are you clear now? What are they called as? They are called as the what thing? Yes, called as the local applications. Okay, now systemic are two types. What are the two types of systemic? One is we can give the antral route. Okay, that is antral. What is antral means? Anterocyte, antrum. Antral means intestine, that is intestine, via intestine. And second is parenteral. ये पापा मम्मी वाला पेरेंटल नहीं है. पेरेंटल मतलब पार, मतलब विदाउट, कहते हैं ना, पार इज बेसिकली विदाउट. ओके, सो कहते हैं ना, पार मीन्स दे आर विदाउट. ओके, एंट्रल दैट इज विदाउट इंटेस्टाइन. ओके, सो व्हाट दे डू? दे आर बाईपासिंग द इंटेस्टाइन. ओके, सो दे आर नॉट वाया इंटेस्टाइन. ओके, so what is the effect? It will therefore bypass first pass metabolism. Therefore parenteral, what is the benefit? It will bypass फर्स्ट पास मेटाबॉलिज्म. अब पास में अच्छा लग रहा है तो उसको स्किप कर देता हूं. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट विल स्किप. क्यों? क्योंकि गया ही नहीं है. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट नेवर गोज टू द लिवर. ये सारों का फर्स्ट पास हो जाएगा. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग टू द लिवर. सो दैट्स व्हाई दे हैव टू अंडरगो फर्स्ट पास इन लिवर. इजी हो गया. So this is the first pass. Okay, this is the first pass. Okay, clear? Now these classes, as you can learn, that I have prepared pretty well in details to teach you people. Are you clear? So you can be rest assured that the level will be almost same, which can be needed to pass any exam, whether it is NEET, whether it is what FMG exam or any exam. The knowledge will not change. Okay, only thing is, are you able to understand the concept and then solve the question, or you're just making facts? Okay, so you're understanding na ki how the drug come and spread, then what is the role of liver, why liver is coming first, because all substance which are eaten goes to liver first for metabolism. Example, you eat food, the sugars will go to what first? Liver. Liver store them as glycogen for future use. Yes or no? All amino acid from food go to liver, store as what? As protein for future use. So that means liver is the main factory of the body, where all the raw materials are converted to storage form, or all the drugs, toxins are broken down so that they are removed from the body. So liver is the main metabolism. It's a factory. Factory make everything, and also factories destroy the waste products. Okay, in factory you do what? iPhone is old, you put to factory. Factory will recycle and take the parts and throw the toxic dump. So that's why factory is the liver. So again you have to know from the physiology that liver is playing what role. Portal vein take it, then from hepatic vein it goes to the systemic circulation, heart. So where will it go? It will go to the heart, and heart will then pump it to the all body. So vena cava, then right atria, heart will pump to the entire body. Okay, then liver will metabolize kidney. Now how do you give a drug? So obviously we can either give in a small area, not affecting the other body organs, so they are very safe. So that's a very toxic drug. Like some antibiotics etc are so toxic you cannot give in the body. So that's why you give a topical application. Okay, so like most antifungal we don't give this systemic, we always give them local, like antifungal. Okay, so therefore most antifungal, they are so toxic, antibacterial, we just do topical application, never give systemic. Okay, then systemic is what? Either via intestine, or it is bypassing the intestine, bypassing the intestine. I hope it's clear now. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's start. I hope everyone is understanding from the beginning. Okay, now we'll see parenteral. So parenteral is very easy. Okay, first let's see the enteral. So how do you do? First is oral, and oral is MC, not that MC, it is most common. Okay, so what is the most common route? Oral is the most common route. Okay, तो सब लोग oral ही देते हैं दवाइयाँ और oral ही लेते हैं. ठीक है, so oral is the most commonly used method. Are you clear? So oral. Okay, clear? And don't get confused, mucous membranes are not in oral. Why? Because most of the mucous membranes you will have very poor absorption. Because of mucous barrier, very less is absorbed in the blood. So that is why they are not affecting much. So oral. Then we can also use rectal. We can use rectal. So either give from the top or from the bottom. या तो ऊपर से डालो या नीचे से. Okay. So sometimes suppositories or some drug. Like example, we can give some of the drugs. In the rectum also. Okay, so per rectum. So they call is what thing? Per rectum. Okay, and one thing is what? In per rectum, some of the drugs can be absorbed directly in the systemic circulation. So some books have given that rectal can cause 50% is first pass, 50% of the drug can directly reach the systemic. So rectal, what is the advantage? 50% drug can skip the first pass metabolism. If you want to write, 50% drug can bypass first pass metabolism. Okay, so 50. Okay, now come the technical thing. As per some books, sublingual is included in the enteral category. Why? Because ultimately you're putting it in the mouth, but it is not absorbed via thus. So that's why sublingual will have no first pass metabolism. What happens in sublingual? So that's why what I'll do is I'll put the sublingual in this category. Are you clear? So you'll put the sublingual in which category? In parenteral. Why? Because when you put a tablet beneath the tongue, the high blood vessels, high vascularity directly absorb the drug in the blood. So sublingual is what? It is basically taken in parenteral. Okay, so again it has what? No first pass metabolism. So sublingual, bypass and directly absorb in the blood. Okay, then very famous intravenous, then intramuscular. Okay, then transdermal, then inhalational. Inhalational is the fastest, MCQ. So the fastest route of drug delivery, it is inhalational. Inhalational is the fastest route for giving any sort of the drug. Okay, subcutaneous, SC. So all these are intradermal. So all these are example of which routes which are not going through the intestine. Are you clear? Fine. Okay. 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 Clear? Chalo. So some drugs can be oral also or they can be topical also. Clear? So that is very common. Okay. Fine. Okay. Chalo. Okay. So now let's move further. Okay. Now we'll discuss the first topic I started, that is absorption. So we are doing what? ADME study, and in ADME, what is the first thing we see? It is absorption. So what is the absorption depends on? So remember first that there are two kind of substances or drugs. Okay. So there are two types. Lipid soluble and water soluble. Now, if you have attended the physiology classes, I have always told you charged particle, polar particle are always water soluble. Why? Because our water H2O is actually OH minus with a weak bond with H plus. So water is a polar solvent. So that's why it can easily dissolve charged material. So what are the water soluble? They are basically polar, or you can say ionized salts. Okay, molecules. Okay, so ionized molecules. Okay, so that's why it will dissolve the what thing? The ionized molecules. Okay, so only the ionized molecules. Okay, whereas lipid soluble, they are non-charged, that is non-ionized and non-polar substances. So याद रखना, अगर चार्ज आ गया प्लस माइनस तो ये बन गया वाटर सॉल्युबल, अगर चार्ज नहीं है तो ये बन गया लिपिड सॉल्युबल. एग्जांपल NH3 is water soluble lipid, it is uncharged, it is lipid soluble. Okay, but the moment it become NH4 plus, it is water soluble. Are you clear? It has charge. Okay, so sodium, chloride, etc., they are all charged. So that's why anything with sodium, chloride, etc., they are charged. Like example, salicylic acid is uncharged. Once it becomes salicylate, it is now charged. So that's why remember, water soluble are charged materials, that is ionized, which have charge, or you can say plus minus charge, plus minus. Okay, so they are plus and minus charge. Are you clear now? They are water soluble substance. Okay, and what is the basic equation? HA can break into H plus plus A minus. It is an anion. A is anion, it is a H plus. Okay, so what happens? This is lipid soluble and these are water soluble. So what is the first concept you have learned? What decide whether it is lipid soluble or water soluble? Charge. If charge, it is water soluble. If uncharged, it is lipid. Why? Because water itself is charged. So that's why sodium would be attracted to this and chloride would be attracted to this. So that is why charged molecules easily dissolve in water. Is it clear to you? Okay. Now, lipid membranes, our cell membranes are made up of lipid. That is why lipid soluble drugs are the ones which are absorbed easily. Water soluble cannot cross the lipid membrane. That's why they are not absorbed. So that is why please remember. So what happens? Since our membranes, all cell membranes are lipid, made up of lipid. So that's why water soluble cannot absorb easily and lipid soluble. So that is why remember, lipid soluble drugs are easily absorbed. So lipid soluble drugs are the one which are getting absorbed. So which drug? Lipid soluble. That means you should keep the drug in which form? Non-ionized form. So non-ionized form. So I hope it's clear now. Yes, the videos would be available for watching later, but please stay with me, okay? I've seen in my classes lots of people just because they think we can see it later. Remember, if you postpone everything on future, you will never be able to yield the rewards of your present hard work. Okay, clear? So therefore, please attend class at the same time. I know some of you might be having their own, you can say, classes, maybe some other work, okay, but try to stay online with me, so that I am able to what? Make sure you are learning in the class itself and replying to your queries also. Are you clear now? So yes, therefore the lectures would be available for watching later, but you have to please stay with me, okay? So non-ionized drugs are lipid soluble, non-ionized are lipid soluble, and they are going to stay what? Stay in the absorption form, okay? So how do you make a drug into the form? The answer is very simple, okay? Acidic drug in basic medium, alkaline medium, will ionize. So remember, acidic drugs, they will ionize in alkaline medium. Okay, and they will become water soluble. They will become water soluble, that is ionized, okay? So therefore, what is the easiest technique to prevent this? The answer is don't change the medium. So what are we discussing? So therefore, acidic drugs remain non-ionized in acidic medium. Acidic medium, okay? Okay, and therefore they are absorbed. They are absorbed. Example, stomach. So stomach is what medium? Stomach is acidic, you know. So stomach pH is how much? Acidic. So stomach pH is 1.5 to 2. So therefore acidic drugs will not break or ionize in acidic medium. So remember, acidic drug ionize in alkaline and vice versa, okay? And therefore acidic drug remain non-ionized in which medium? Acidic medium. And if they remain non-ionized, they are what soluble? Lipid soluble. So that's why they are absorbed primarily in the stomach. Are you clear now? Whereas basic drugs, they will remain non-ionized in what medium? In basic or alkaline medium. So that means they are absorbed where? In intestines. In intestine, okay? What is the pH? 8 to 8.2. So remember this logic. Acidic drugs are absorbed in stomach, okay? And alkaline drugs are absorbed in the intestines, okay? Now what are the examples? Now you don't have to learn each and everything, just remember 2-3 and that is more than sufficient. So acidic drugs is aspirin. How to remember? It is salicylic acid. What is the name? Salicylic acid. So obviously it's an acid. Then diclofenac, and they both are, yes, painkillers. They are NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, okay? They are used for pain, okay? And barbiturates, okay? So remember ABD, okay? ABD or ABCD. So what are the SD drug? Aspirin, diclofenac, and barbiturates, Are you clear? And basic drugs, they are basically alkaloids. So they are alkaline drugs like atropine, it's an alkaloid, and morphine, okay? And morphine, okay? Now understand, the same concept become reverse when you want to remove the drug, excrete. Understand, if acidic drug is filtered in urine, okay, is filtered in urine, and the urine is acidic, it will be what? Lipid soluble because it is now not ionized and it will be reabsorbed back in the body. So do you want to commit in the blood? No, 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 no. So that means you should make the drug ionize so that it is water soluble and never enter the body, the cells back. So that is why to excrete, remove acidic drug, we make the urine alkaline and vice versa. So remember, okay. And opposite is done for excretion of drugs. Just remember opposite. Example, acidic drugs removed by making urine alkaline by ammonium chloride. MCQ. So if there is a barbiturate poisoning, barbiturates are acidic, so we'll make the urine basic so that it get ionized and is excreted in urine water. Are you clear now? And if there is a alkaline drug, basic drug, we have to make the urine acidic by giving ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. So basic drugs removed by making urine acidic by ascorbic acid. So don't forget this statement. So we are doing the reverse for excretion. So for absorption, pH should be same. Acidic drug absorb in acidic medium. But for excretion, opposite is, because now it's coming or going. भाई आएगा जाएगा तो उल्टा हो जाएगा, तो याद रखना एसिडिक ड्रग अब्सॉर्ब इन एसिडिक मीडियम, बट एसिडिक ड्रग एक्सक्रीटेड बेस्ट इन अल्कलाइन मीडियम. Alkaline drugs, basic drugs are excreted best in acidic urine. So please don't, yes, forget this, okay. हाँ भाई, these lectures would remain on YouTube, okay. You can watch them later, but again make sure you are seeing them on time, okay. चलो. So absorption is clear. Now despite everything we have learned, remember one thing, maximum absorption always occur in which area? Maximum absorption always occur in the intestines, right? Max absorption of all drugs in intestine. Why? Two reasons. One is maximum area, which I have discussed already in physiology class, that intestine, especially the jejunum, is the area, maximum area, and more time. So drugs stay in intestine for more time. That's why they get, some gets hardly 1 or 2 hours for some of the drugs, or maybe 2-3 hours. So that's why maximum time is available for intestine. So slowly they are able to absorb the drug. So that's why they ask you max absorption. Answer is intestines are there. Okay, fine. So in short, what factor affect the absorption? One is area, time, also vascularity, etc. Are you clear now? Okay, fine. One more thing is, okay, if there is diarrhea, there is decreased drug absorption. क्यों? बार बार बाहर निकाल रहा है, बार बार जाता है, निकाल के आता है, तो वो क्या कर रहा है? बार बार पोटी कर करके दवाई को भी निकाल देता है. ओके, सो डिक्रीज ड्रग, दैट इज व्हाई इन डायरिया मोस्ट ऑफ द ड्रग्स आर कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेटेड ओरली. ओके, तो वैसे वो लगा है हगने में और आप उसको दे रहे हो, सो दैट्स व्हाई डिक्रीज. एंड इफ कॉन्स्टिपेशन, इंक्रीज ड्रग एब्जॉर्प्शन. याद है ना, डायरिया में वो बाहर आया, ठीक है, तो उसका क्या है, दिल का नहीं, उसका पेट का दरिया बह गया. ओके, सो पेट का दरिया बह गया और ड्रग भी उसके साथ निकल गई. ओके, सो दैट इज द केस. ओके, फाइन. ओके, सो डायरिया एंड कॉन्स्टिपेशन. ओके, एंड रिमेंबर सम ड्रग्स आर गिवन empty stomach because they're absorbed better. So write down, so empty stomach because food interfere with absorption. Empty stomach, so given empty stomach like PPI, proton pump inhibitors are given in which format? In the form, okay, so PPI. Okay, fine. So all understood? Okay, okay, so that is a concept here. Okay, and next is PPI. Even ampicillin, etc., they are given empty stomach. Ampicillin, okay, so PPI, but PPI, remember, always given empty stomach. Okay, chalo. Now we see second part, that is our what? distribution. Okay, so but before distribution I'll explain the concept of the bioavailability. Okay. Now what is bioavailability? Bio means body, you can say body system. Availability is how. So it is the percentage of fraction of drug, okay, reaching systemic circulation. Okay, so how much drug is reaching the systemic circulation? Okay, clear? Why? Mainly it is less than 100% for oral drugs due to first pass metabolism. अब ऑब्वियसली लिवर तोड़ देगा इन सबको, सो दैट्स व्हाई नॉट ऑल द ड्रग कैन रीच सम पार्ट. लाइक एग्जांपल you give 100 milligram drug. Okay, now liver break 50%, so that means only 50 milligram reach circulation. So what is the bioavailability? You can say it's roughly 50%. Okay, so 50%. Okay, clear? 50%. Okay, so lectures would be 8 to 9 hours daily. Okay, and today if forms are available we'll give a break. Okay, so lectures would take 8 to 9 hours daily. Okay, so 50% reach. Okay, so roughly what is the bioavailability? It will be approximately 50%. So you can make BA. What is BA? Bioavailability. Is 50%. Okay, now drugs with very high first pass metabolism will have a very low bioavailability. So remember, high first pass metab, low bioavailability. Low bio, example nitrates. Remember nitroglycerin? So that is why nitrates have such a high first pass that most are broken down before they can reach the blood. So that is why they are not given orally. So they are given. So that's why given sublingually. So that's why they are given sublingually. They are highly lipid soluble. They are absorbed directly into the blood. Clear? So they are case. Okay. Plus testosterone. Okay, testosterone. So again they are having very high. Okay, so very low. So again testosterone can be given IM. Okay, so it's given IM. Okay, also drugs which are having like lignocaine, lidocaine, highly polar molecules. So lignocaine. Okay, fine. Hydrocortisone, name itself say hydro means what? Water. It's water soluble. Hydrocortisone. So they have highest first pass. Okay, so they are never given orally. Okay, why? Because they have very high first pass, very low bioavailability, hardly 1 or 2%. So that's why even you give orally, they will never reach the blood. So that's why they are given either sublingually, or in this case they are given intramuscular, intravenous, or maybe given locally. Okay, but they are never ever given, even topically for lignocaine, but they are never ever given orally. So which ones are never given orally? Nitrate, etc. Why? Because of very high this. Okay, fine. Now if you give IV, all drug reaches the blood. So IV 100% bioavailability as entire drug reach blood, that is systemic circulation. So पूरी की पूरी drug कहाँ पहुँच गई? Blood में. So that's why it is used for, yes, calculation of bioavailability. What route? Intravenous versus the oral drug. So how do you calculate bioavailability? Okay, so for calculation of bioavailability, it's a very simple thing. First is we give, let's say 100 milligram drug IV, okay, and then we record the concentration, record plasma concentration, PC, okay. So what we are doing, we are recording the plasma concentration and we plot a graph, okay. So we are plotting, so it looks something like this. This is concentration, this is time. So first the drug will rise very fast because of, and then as it is metabolized and distributed, its concentration will fall. So this is the case. It is called as area under the graph. So we get the total, you can say concentration by the area under the graph. Okay. So we record what? AUC, area under graph, area under the curve or graph, that is AUC of IV drug. So this is the AUC of the IV drug. Okay. Now we can give this drug in which form also? In the oral format. And now we will give, next is plot the graph and record the AUC. Okay, now we give same drug, same amount, okay, same drug, 100 milligram but orally, same drug orally, okay, and then we record plasma concentration, okay, record PC and plot area under the curve, okay, again area, okay. So let's say this is the case. Okay, so this is AUC oral, this is AUC IV, and from that you can calculate the percentage or bioavailability. So the formula of bioavailability, how much is, so what is the formula for bioavailability? So bioavailability is drug which is given oral, so AUC of oral by AUC IV. So let's say it is 40, this is 80, yeah, 100, so it will be 40%. So it will be 40 by 100, 40%. That means 40% of the drug reaches the blood, rest is metabolized or removed. So what is the value? 40%. So what is the bioavailability? 40%. I hope everything is clear. So that is a very, very simple case, okay. So that is why when you give a drug orally, the dose depends on bioavailability. If there is a high bioavailability, you give less dose, vice versa. So first question, so that is why oral dose of drug depend on BA, high BA, low dose, and vice versa. If there is high BA, we need to give what? Less dose, and vice versa, okay, clear. And that is why IV need minimum dose. Why? Because of maximum. Why? 100% BA. So therefore a drug which has high bioavailability require low dose, okay. So that is a concept. Are you clear? Okay. So everything is clear till now, okay. So what is giving 100%? It is intravenous. So that's why you compare the oral drugs with intravenous and calculate the percentage which is reaching the blood. That is called as bioavailability. If there is high bioavailability, you need to give small dose. If there is low bioavailability, we need to give higher dose to compensate for lost drug. Are you clear now? Okay. Next is we will see what factor? The distribution. Number 2. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So distribution is there, okay, clear. Now in the case, what are we going to see or have in this particular case, okay, clear. Rakesh, I'll discuss that when we are discussing this point of distribution, okay, because distribution also play a key role in this case, okay. So if something is to be given locally or reach some specific area, then it can change, okay. So let's start with the distribution, okay. So first is distribution, understand how much volume the drug is going to reach, okay. So distribution means it is how much drug will reach tissue. So that is the concept of distribution, okay, how much it can spread to the tissues, okay. Now what factors play a key role here? So the key role here is number 1, A is lipid solubility. So we know this thing very well, okay. If a drug is lipid soluble, it can cross the membranes, okay. So it will have more distribution, so it can reach more, so it will reach more. Why? Because it is lipid soluble and it will enter the tissue, so it will reach more, okay, more distribution, okay, fine. So that's why reach more and high distribution. So I'll use DIST, distribution, okay. Number 2 is what? It is what happens when it binds to the plasma protein, okay. Number B is PPB, or that plasma protein binding. That's such an important point. You have to understand why it is so important, because if you remember endocrine physiology, remember lipid soluble hormones like thyroid, steroid, they bind to the plasma protein. Water soluble like insulin remain dissolved in plasma. So now see the importance, okay. First is acidic drug bind albumin, So remember, acidic drugs bind albumin. Acidic drug bind albumin, okay. And the basic drug, which are the basic drug? Morphine, atropine, remember. So these are basic ones, and acidic are what? Aspirin, diclofenac and barbiturate. So basic drug bind, okay, bind the alpha 1 acid glycoprotein. So don't forget them, they are very, very important concept. Okay. Now what is the funda in this particular case, okay. So first is, if a drug has very high binding, what happens? High plasma protein binding, okay. If there's a very high plasma protein binding, okay, very high plasma protein binding, what happens? First, there is increase half-life, there is increase life, okay. Why? If there is bind, it will remain with the protein. So what happens? Why? Due to less metabolism, okay. So it will have less metabolism, okay, clear? Less metabolism, also excretion. So remember, if things are highly protein bind, they will have increased lifespan. Why? They remain bound to proteins, so they are difficult to extract and metabolize. Also they have less free form to act on body. So again that will require giving more dose. So that will require giving more and more dose. So therefore, what is the problem? Therefore need bigger dose. Why? Because let's say a drug bind 9-10% to plasma protein, only 1% is available, so that's why need much bigger dose. Are you clear now? So much bigger dose, okay. Yes, Indrajit, yes, it depends on body tissue composition also, okay. So need what? Bigger dose. Are you clear? And one more thing is, these drugs are therefore difficult to remove, so that's why difficult to remove from body. Why? Because they remain attached to plasma. So high binding, let's say 9-10%, so only 1% is free, so it will take a long time for it to be broken down. So difficult to remove from body even by dialysis. So that's why even dialysis करके भी निकलती नहीं है, क्यों? चिपकी पड़ी है. तो जो लोग चिपक के रहते हैं उनको निकालना मुश्किल होता है ना, कई बार वैसे चिपक के रह रहे हैं, नहीं तेरे बिना नहीं रह सकता, तो ये क्या है? चिपक के बैठी है किससे? प्लाज्मा. अगर चिपक के रहोगे तो क्या है? फ्री फॉर्म ही नहीं होगी, तो ये बंदा फ्री नहीं होता, क्यों? पूरा टाइम चिपका रहता है. सो इफ यू आर बाउंड अटैच टू प्रोटीन्स, द फ्री फॉर्म इज लेस, एंड दैट इज वाई यू नीड टू गिव मोर एंड मोर. तो उसको बोलना अरे भाई छोड़ दे, काम धंधा कर ले भाई, पढ़ ले, कुछ कर ले. सो दैट्स वाई देयर इज वेरी लिटिल फ्री फॉर्म एंड इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू रिमूव. क्यों? चिपकी पड़ी है ना. क्लियर? एंड दैट्स वाई टूटती भी नहीं है, मेटल इसके सब चिपका पड़ा है. सही है, सारी दुनिया रुक गई उनके लिए. सो दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट. आर यू क्लियर? सो हाई प्रोटीन बाइंडिंग इंक्रीज द लाइफ स्पैन ऑफ द ड्रग, इंक्रीज लाइफ स्पैन ऑफ द ड्रग. Okay, T half you can say, okay, and that is a concept in this scenario. Are you clear now? Okay, done? All agree? Okay, example, phenytoin. So phenytoin is a drug with a very high binding, so that is a problem in this particular case. Okay, clear? Phenytoin. Then also we have the warfarin. Clear? Fine. Then benzodiazepines. Okay, and the tolbutamide. So these 4 drugs are having a very high this plasma protein binding. Okay, so that's why they are having. Okay, and one more thing is what they can do is they can displace other drugs and increase their toxicity. This is called as displacement reaction. Are you clear now? So this is called as displacement. Okay, clear? Example, increase warfarin toxicity by sulfonamide. सो सल्फोनामाइड खुद चिपक गया, जैसे मान लो ये प्रोटीन है एल्बुमिन कुछ, ठीक है, यहाँ पे कौन चिपका हुआ है, ये वारफेरिन. ओके, दिस इज द वारफेरिन. ओके, वार द मोमेंट व्हाट सल्फोनामाइड कम, ये चिपकेगा तो क्या बोलेगा, चल बाहर निकल. तो ये आया और इसने किसको निकाल दिया, इसने वारफेरिन को बाहर निकाल दिया. ओके, सो वारफेरिन इज नाउ रिलीज. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, इंक्रीज फ्री फॉर्म. So what happens, the warfarin is displaced, so it causes increased free form which can cause toxicity. So therefore it is a harmful drug interaction. So warfarin toxicity, warfarin, yes, okay, in this आगे बताऊंगा भाई, please wait. Okay, we'll discuss that in metabolism. Okay, clear? So it will displace this thing. Okay, clear? So it will displace this particular thing. Okay, fine. Now we need to know how much volume the drug is actually spreading or going. So that is called as the what thing, that is called as what thing. Okay, right, volume of distribution, VD. So what is the meaning of volume of distribution? It is the total, you can say, volume of the fluid in the body the drug is actually going. Okay, so it give you the volume of distribution. Now how do you calculate? So first let me explain the funda. You know, concentration is given by what? It is amount upon volume. Yes or no? We all know this formula. So concentration is given by amount upon volume. If you reverse, the volume become what? Amount upon concentration. So this is the formula we will use for the calculation of VD. What is VD? Volume of distribution. That is how much volume of the fluid drug is going into. Okay, so let's use the formula VD. So VD is amount of drug given, amount of drug. Okay, so what is the formula? It is amount of the drug that is being given, IV mainly, divide by its concentration of drug. Are you clear? Concentration of drug. Now obviously if VD is huge, the drug will go to a very big area. So remember, high VD, okay, more tissue reach. So remember, if there is this, it will have very high amount of tissue that we can reach. Okay, clear? So therefore what is a very important concept? The very important concept is the loading dose depends on VD. So that is why loading starting dose, that is the start dose. So when you give a drug, obviously you want it to reach sufficient amount of the tissue in proper concentration. So loading dose depend on VD. MCQ. So it's the question. So loading dose depends on what thing? On the VD. भाई देखो ऑब्वियसली बात है, अगर आपका VD बहुत बड़ा है तो आपको डोज ज्यादा देनी पड़ेगी, और अगर VD छोटा है तो आपको डोज कम देनी पड़ेगी. सो दैट मींस इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द VD. सो द फॉर्मूला, सो राइट, लोडिंग डोज का फॉर्मूला क्या है? सो लोडिंग डोज इज गिवन एज VD इनटू टारगेट plasma concentration, MCQ. Okay, so let's say the volume of distribution 5 liter and you want the concentration of 1, so we will give 5 gram. Are you clear now? So 5 gram is given. Let's say it's 5 liter, this is 1 gram per liter. So what is the value? We get 5 gram. So what are the loading dose? 5 gram is the loading dose, because you want to reach all 5 liter. So 5 liter into 1 gram per liter is what? It is 5 gram. So that is the loading dose. But the drug will not stay in the body, it will be removed. But drug is removed by clearance. So it's clearing in the urine. Okay, so therefore if you want to keep the drug level same, that is called as maintenance. So that is why to keep drug concentration same, we have to add more drug. So as the drug is removed, let's say 10, 20, 30 milligram, we have to make sure that the drug is added back to the plasma. So that is called as maintenance dose. So that is called as what thing? Maintenance dose. Okay, and that depend on clearance. I'll use the word CL. CL is clearance. Why? Example, if there's a high clearance, the drug is removed very fast, so we need to give a higher dose. So that means we need to give a higher dose. So therefore, example, if high clearance means rapidly remove, so the concentration will fall. So to compensate, we need to add more drug. So we add more dose. So that means how fast you add the drug is dependent on the clearance. If it is cleared very fast, we need to add the drug more. So the formula of maintenance dose, so it is given as again same, that is the target with clearance. So clearance multiply with target plasma concentration. Example, okay, let's say clearance is 10 milligram per hour. That means every 1 hour 10 milligram is gone. So if you want to maintain, we have to make sure that after every 1 hour or 6 hour 10 milligram is added. So that means 10 milligram per hour or 2 hour, 3 hour must be the value of the maintenance dose. So that's why maintenance dose depends on clearance, and the dose loading depend on VD. So once again, volume of distribution decide the loading dose, VD loading, and the maintenance dose depends on clearance, that is how fast the drug is being removed. Are you clear? Okay, fine. Okay. So first is, I hope everyone is understanding whatever is being taught, because there's no point going further without you understanding what is being taught. Okay, and you can see a marked difference between reading the thing from notes and understanding in the class and then making the notes or reading the notes. Okay, so are you understanding everything? So let me summarize everything from the beginning so that you get a very perfect summary of everything. Okay, so first is we are discussing how drug is acting. So drug do the body dynamic, movement of drug, kinetic is movement, is called as kinetics. What is it given by? ADME. A is absorption. Absorption is very simple. If you are giving oral, it will be bioavailability, liver will decide, that is bioavailability. If you are giving IV, it is 100% absorb or entering the body. Then distribution. Distribution depends on what factor? It depends on lipid solubility, protein binding, also the volume of the body. Okay, and one more thing is distribution, we use something called as what? It is called as the volume of distribution. More the volume distribution, more drug we need to add to reach required concentration. So volume of distribution, that is loading dose, and concentration which is maintained for the long term is maintenance dose, and that depend on clearance. So loading dose depends on volume of distribution, or the volume distribution, it is the amount of drug divided by concentration. Amount of drug divided by the concentration. Okay, what is bioavailability? How much is, let's say you give 100 milligram drug, only 50 is reaching the blood. That is called as what? Bioavailability. Okay, and we discussed about the routes. We have discussed that also. We have discussed the absorption. What is absorbed? Ionized, non-ionized. Ionized is not absorbed. It is water soluble. What is absorbed? Non-ionized form. That is lipid soluble form. Okay. And acidic drug absorb in acidic medium best, and alkaline absorb in alkaline medium the best. Okay. So I hope is clear now. Okay. Fine. Okay. Then bioavailability we have discussed. First pass we have discussed. 4 drugs which are never given orally are nitrates, testosterone, lignocaine, hydrocortisone. They are never given orally. Why? Because of very high first pass. They will not reach the blood at all. They will be metabolized by liver itself. Okay. Next question, this calculation of bio, just make a graph of IV with oral, compare the two. How much drug reach IV, how much reach oral? If they are same, 100% bioavailability, that is not possible. So that's why it's always less. So oral is less than 100%. Okay. And then distribution we've discussed, lipid solubility, this. Okay, also the body size, weight, so many factors are there. Okay. One last question, they ask sometime which drug has one of the highest VD, maximum. So remember, max VD 1300 लीटर. सी इतनी तो बॉडी का वॉल्यूम भी नहीं है, ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है किसी हाथी की वॉल्यूम है. सो मैक्स VD 1300 इज क्लोरोक्विन. So chloroquine is having the highest value. Okay, so why chloroquine is the highest? It is very tightly bound to what? To the proteins, etc. So very little is in free form. So that's why very low concentration make a very high. So it's not the actual volume, it is because of very tight binding to the proteins, etc. So that is why it is having maximum. They only ask this question. Okay, so are you clear now? Okay. Okay, I told you, it's not a real value. It is because of what? It's a false result, because this is bind so much that the concentration falls. See, I'll give example. What is the formula VD? The formula VD. So if there's a very low concentration, there will be a very high VD. Are you clear? What is the reason of low? Tight binding to the protein. So very low concentration, high VD, and it can be even more than the blood volume. It can be more than the actual blood volume also. Okay. So low concentration, example, cause a high VD. Okay. ठीक है, चलो. Okay. See, if you keep revising again, you will not have problem. Okay. Fine. If you don't understand, then it's a problem. You cannot remember. And we are discussing very basic thing. Na? Absorption depends on what? It depends on first is the, yes, which form? Acidic, basic. Okay, that is ionized, non-ionized. Then it reaches the liver, that is first pass metabolism. Then how much reach the blood? That is bioavailability. What is the percentage? That gives, if very high availability, it will not reach. So we have to give what? Via systemic routes. Are you clear? They are not tough. Okay, please read them again, and you will eventually learn the concepts. Okay, chalo, don't worry. Okay, next we discuss is about the one more thing, that is blood-brain barrier. So again, this blood-brain barrier, who can cross? Water soluble cannot cross. Can't cross. Okay, but lipid soluble can. Can cross. So remember, blood-brain barrier cannot be breached by this. Are you clear now? Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. Now, example, देखो, dopamine is a monoamine. It is water soluble. So amines are amino acid. They are water soluble. Okay. So dopamine can't cross blood-brain barrier. तो ये नहीं जा सकती. Okay. So can't cross blood-brain barrier. So it can't cross the blood-brain barrier. Okay. But इसमें अगर L लग जाए, L, that is levodopa. So L डोपा जा सकती है. जहाँ L है वो कुछ भी कर सकता है. L का मतलब क्या है? लाइसेंस. तो L मिल गया ना इसको लाइसेंस, तो L डोपा करेगी क्रॉस. So L डोपा can cross. So that is why in Parkinson disease we cannot give. Problem is dopamine, but we cannot give dopamine. Why? It cannot cross and reach the brain. So that's why we give L-DOPA, which cross the brain, convert to dopamine. So we give what? We give the L-DOPA in this case. Are you clear? Okay. Now we see the third step, that is metabolism. Metabolism. What is the main site? Main is liver. So who's the main metabolic area? It is this, okay. But remember, metabolism plus excretion, they help in, that is kidneys, combined, it is helping in removal of drug called as elimination. So this is called as, L is levo, okay. L is levo, okay. Dextro, levo, remember? So it is levo, okay. So elimination. So it is elimination. I hope it's clear now. So it is elimination, okay. Now comes the question, what are the two type of metabolic reaction? So in liver there are two type of reactions. Two type of reactions, okay. One is phase 1 और phase 2. तो उसको ऐसे याद करना, दो लोग क्या करते हैं आपस में, जुड़ जाते हैं, दो लोग आपस में जुड़ जाते हैं. तो जब दो लोग होंगे तो जुड़ जाएंगे, क्या कहते हैं उसे, कॉन्जुगेशन, मतलब जोड़ना, कॉन्जुगेशन. एंड कॉन्जुगेशन क्यों करते हैं? व्हेन यू ऐड अ वाटर सॉल्युबल सब्सटेंस द ड्रग बिकम वाटर. सो कॉन्जुगेशन और से क्या होता है, मेक वाटर सॉल्युबल, मेक वाटर सॉल्युबल, ओके. सो देयरफॉर लिवर में दो तरह की रिएक्शन है, फेज 1, फेज 2. फेज 1 क्या है, तोड़ना फोड़ना. ये तो क्या है, आप अकेले गए, मैं अकेला गया, सबको तोड़ फोड़ दिया. सो मेनली फॉर व्हाट, फॉर ब्रेक डाउन एक्सेट्रा. सो ये क्या है, मेनली इट इज फॉर ब्रेकिंग द ड्रग एक्सेट्रा, break, okay. So it will break the drug or yes, expose their groups. And phase 2 is conjugation, make water soluble for excretion. अब समझ में आ गया कुछ? तो कैसे याद करना है, दो लोग जुड़ गए, कॉन्जुगेट. सो एक बंदा कैसे जुड़ेगा यार, अपने आप से कैसे जुड़ोगे? अब मत कहना सर कर सकते हैं अपने आप को, नहीं. आपका दो लोग जुड़ते हैं तो फेज 2 कॉन्जुगेशन है, फेज 1 इसमें क्या है, तोड़ना है. बेस्ट तरीका तोड़ने का क्या है, ऑक्सीजन चिपका दो, सब टूट जाता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई ऑक्सीडेशन इज मोस्ट कॉमन, ओके. सो ऑक्सीडेशन इज मोस्ट कॉमन, MC मोस्ट कॉमन, ओके. फिर तो क्या करना है, तोड़ो, रिडक्शन कर दो, रिड्यूस कर दो. So they are the two most common reactions, oxidation, reduction, called as redox. Remember, they are what you read all the time in chemistry. Oxidation, reduction, okay. फिर इसके छोटे भाई पानी डाल के तोड़ दो, हाइड्रोलाइसिस, लाइक ATP का हाइड्रोलाइसिस, ओके. और फिर साइक्लाइजेशन, डीसाइक्लाइजेशन, डीसाइक्लाइजेशन. So they are basically about breaking the drug. Easy है breaking, इन्हें याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, इसको याद करो. सो कॉन्जुगेशन किससे करते हैं, मोस्ट कॉमन इज विथ ग्लूकोरोनाइड. ग्लूकोरोनाइड, एक एग्जांपल देता हूं, बिलीरुबिन. बिलीरुबिन इज लिपिड सॉल्युबल. लिवर्स को चिपका देता है ग्लूकोरोनाइड के साथ, तो क्या बन जाता है, वाटर सॉल्युबल फॉर्म. सो रिमेंबर, वाटर सॉल्युबल, ओके. ओके भाई संजय, नो प्रॉब्लम, ओके. यू कैन वॉच द वीडियो लेटर ऑन, ओके. क्लियर? चलो, so are you clear? So bilirubin is the case. So bilirubin क्या बन गया, water soluble. So it become what, conjugated bilirubin is what soluble, is water soluble, okay. So that is glucuronide. इसके अलावा और भी GGG है, ग्लाइसिन के साथ चिपका सकते हो, ग्लूटाथायोन के साथ, ओके. सो GGG, ओके. बाकी फिर उसमें क्या है, वो GGG, ओके. सो GGG आप क्या बोलो, 3 बार GGG, 3 आपने क्या है, देखो 3 G मतलब क्या, गर्ल्स, तो 3 आपने गर्ल के साथ क्या है, कॉन्जुगेट कर दिया, चिपका दिया, ओके. सो 3 GGG के साथ चिपक गया, ओके. बाकी क्या है, मेल भी तो आएगा, तो एक मेल तो दो, M, तो मिथाइलेशन हो गया, एक M हो गया. सो 3 गर्ल और एक M, सो 3G और एक M, ओके. मोबाइल फोन में 3G होता है ना, ऐसे याद कर लो, बोलना मत सर क्या आप गर्ल और बॉय कर रहे हो, पर 3G एंड एक M, मिथाइलेशन. सम वुड गिव एस्टाइलेशन आल्सो. अरे भाड़ में गया, बहुत पढ़ लिया, इतना ही बहुत है. तो याद करना, फेज 1 इज बेसिकली ब्रेकिंग द ड्रग, फेज 2 इज कन्वर्टिंग इनटू द वाटर सॉल्युबल, एंड नाउ दे कैन बी इजिली रिमूव बाय द किडनी, तो क्या होगा इसका, फिर ये यूरिन में निकल जाएगा। इजी हो गया। सो दैट इज द केस। नाउ द एंजाइम विच डू ऑल these reactions are of two, okay? Yes, bilirubin will be added to the glucuronide and become conjugated bilirubin, okay? So what is conjugated with? It is conjugated with glucuronide. Are you clear? Okay. So फिर से बोलते हैं, फेज वन क्या कर रही है, तोड़ना फोड़ना, क्या, ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन, ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन, फिर हाइड्रोलाइसिस, साइक्लाइजेशन, डीसाइक्लाइजेशन, ये सब किस में आते हैं, दे ऑल आर पार्ट ऑफ फेज वन। आर यू क्लियर? देन व्हाट इज फेज टू? इट इज चिपकाना, ऐड करना, कॉन्जुगेशन मतलब चिपकाना। सो व्हाट यू ऐड टू मेक इट वाटर सोल्युबल, लाइक एग्जांपल, आई हैव लेट्स से समथिंग, आई वांट टू मेक इट वाटर सोल्युबल, water, so I add something to it, and what are the most common substance added? That is glucuronide, glutathione, glycine, GGG, और एक M में methylation, acetylation, okay? Now what happens? There are two type of enzymes. ये ध्यान से देखना, इस पे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, इस बार भी आया था। So two type of enzymes are there. What are they? One are microsomal, okay, and other are non-microsomal. Okay, so there are two kind of, okay, after the, yes Mahak, it will be available later also, okay? Now understand, okay, conjugation में drug body के अंदर रहती है, लेकिन क्या बन गई अभी, water soluble. So now it can be easily removed in the urine. Before that it was tough to remove, now it is easy removed, ठीक है? तो conjugation is step before removal of drug, okay? So microsomal and this, okay? Now what is the most common enzyme here? ये है cytochrome P450. Cytochrome P450 is the enzyme, okay? Now what is the special thing you remember? Microsomal enzymes, they can be induced or inhibited. They can be induced or, these are not. They are neither induced, no. So इसका मतलब क्या है, फिक्स रेट पे एक्शन करेंगे. So that means not induced, so that means they have a constant rate of action. Constant action. So that is why it is a very important point. Why? First is, if there is a thing which are like example, warfarin इसमें आती है और हेपरिन इसमें आती है। अब इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है वो मैं आपको समझाने वाला हूं, क्यों कौन सी ड्रग आप यूज कर सकते हो और कौन सी नहीं कर सकते। तो फिर से बोलता हूं, वारफेरिन और हेपरिन बोथ आर एंटी कोगुलेंट्स, बोथ आर एंटी कोगुलेंट। वारफेरिन is again preventing the clotting, heparin is also preventing the clotting. So again warfarin, heparin दोनों क्या है, एंटी क्लॉटिंग ड्रग्स हैं। क्या है दोनों? एंटी क्लॉटिंग। बट व्हाट द डिफरेंस, वारफेरिन माइक्रोसोमल है और हेपरिन इज नॉन माइक्रोसोमल, ओके? क्लियर? फाइन, ओके। सो आई एम यूजिंग इंग्लिश, बट समटाइम आई डू गिव एग्जांपल्स इन हिंदी ऑल्सो, so that more people can understand, okay? So are you clear? Now what is the result of that, we will see, okay? So understand, enzyme inducers and enzyme inhibitors. Please understand, I will make it easy. So remember, those who smoke or this, गंदे लोग, smokers, और ये तो अल्कोहल और स्मोकिंग गंदी बात है, छी 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 छी, अल्कोहल और स्मोकर। So to remove the bad effect of alcohol or all this ethyl alcohol or smoking, you have induction of the enzyme. Cytochrome P450 get very active. So remember, alcohol and smoker, they have enzyme inducers. They have enzyme inducers. Are you clear now? So alcohol and smokers have what thing? They have enzyme inducers in body. Are you clear now? Alcohol and smokers, okay? And which drugs? Anti-epileptic drugs. Epileptic. तो याद करना, दारू पीने वाले, स्मोक करने वाले, और क्या है, व्हाट इज एपिलेप्सी? इट इज इंडक्शन ऑफ व्हाट? हाई एक्टिविटी. सो रिमेंबर, मोस्ट ऑफ द एंटी एपिलेप्टिक ड्रग्स आर व्हाट? दे आर एंजाइम इंड्यूसर्स, ओके? एक्सेप्ट वन, आई विल सी लेटर, ओके? सो विच ड्रग? एंटी एपिलेप्टिक्स, ओके? अल्कोहल, स्मोक, ओके? सो व्हाट आर द एंटी एपिलेप्टिक्स हियर? फेनिटोइन, very famous, remember, phenytoin, okay? Then number 2 is your carbamazepine and phenobarbital. इस बार क्वेश्चन आया था phenobarbital पे, is barbiturate, PP, and this is carbamazepine, okay? Okay, so carbamazepine. Okay, so carbamazepine is the drug. Okay, okay, so carbamazepine. Okay, now what are this? Okay, they are basically antibiotics plus one anti-epileptic. Easy हो गया. So it is antibiotics plus one anti-epileptic. They are anti-epileptics. Okay, they are anti-epileptics plus one antibiotic. याद रहेगा कॉम्बिनेशन ये. तो फिर से बोलता हूं, अल्कोहल स्मोकर तो हो गया प्लस एंटी एपिलेप्टिक्स. विच वन? फेनेटॉइन, फिनोबार्बिटॉन, कार्बाजेपिन. नॉट गाबा वंस बट नॉन गाबा वंस. ओके, नॉन गाबा वंस. ओके, and one antibiotic, rifampicin. Okay, so one antibiotic, that is rifampicin. Okay, are you clear? Now they are antibiotics and one antibiotic. What is that? Valproate. That is valproate. Okay, and others are antibiotics like ciprofloxacin. Okay, then we have erythromycin, then ketoconazole. Okay, ketoconazole. Okay, isoniazid, which is again used for TB. Okay, so even erythromycin used for TB. Okay, antifungal. Okay, so these are which drugs? Antibiotics. So remember, all are antibiotics except valproate. And in this case, all are anti-epileptics except rifampicin. So remember, phenytoin, phenobarbital, carbamazepine and rifampicin are anti-epileptics plus one anti. They are the inducers, and inhibitor are this one. So what question can be asked in this particular case? Okay, so if rifampicin is there, okay, so what is the rifampicin capable of doing? It's an inducer. So inducer will rapidly break the drug. It will rapidly break the drug. Okay, and we need more and more dose. So what the inducer do? So they will increase drug breakdown, and therefore need more dose. Need an inhibitor. They will reduce metabolism, and that can cause toxicity. Are you clear? So that can cause toxicity. Why? Because the drug will not be broken down and it will remain in free form. So toxicity can be caused. So it can cause what thing? It can cause toxicity. Are you clear? So therefore warfarin, if it is not broken down, it will accumulate in the body and cause toxicity. It can cause toxicity. I hope it's clear. So that is very, very dangerous condition. Okay, so everything is clear till now. So what is the funda of metab? Okay, now question is, metabolism is always going to what? It is going to make the drug water soluble and it will be removed. So write one more thing. Okay, metabolism make most drugs inactive, useless. Okay, so metabolism make most drugs inactive. It makes most drugs what? Inactive. Okay, but some drugs become active. मतलब जो उसकी given form थी, that was not the active form. After metab it become active, hence it is called as prodrug. So the prodrug, it is given in inactive form and it become active after metabolism. So what is prodrug? Active after metab. It is called as prodrug. Okay, so what is the prodrug? It is not active in the beginning. It become active after metabolism. After the metabolism. Which drug? Prodrug. Which drug? Prodrug. Okay, an example, I'll make it easy for you. Example, So first is DOPA brothers. DOPA. So remember DOPA brothers. So DOPA brothers are becoming dopamine. So which DOPA brother? L-DOPA, methyl DOPA. So L-DOPA और उसका भाई मिथाइल डोपा. Easy हो गया. So L-DOPA and methyl DOPA. Okay. So what is the first category? DOPA brothers, ethyl DOPA and this. Okay. Then what? We have the ACE inhibitors. ACE inhibitor. Okay. And they are basically what drugs? They are pills. So ACE inhibitors are pill, captopril, lisinopril. Now how to remember? Okay. All except a prodrug. All are prodrug except which one? Captopril and lisinopril. Okay. And the lisinopril. इसको याद कैसे करना है? ऐसे याद कर लो, कैप्टन लिसन. ओके, कैप्टन लिसन. ओके, कैप्टन लिसन. सो कैसे याद करना है? कैप्टन लिसन. ओके, सो रिमेंबर कैप्टन लिसन. सो कैप्टन मेरी बात सुनो. सो कैप्टन लिसन. ओके, सो विच आर द ड्रग्स विच आर दिस. ये सुनता है तो ये पहले से एक्टिव है. सो कैप्टन लिसन, दे आर ऑलरेडी एक्टिव. ओके, and others like which one? All others like enalapril. Okay, all this, they are which one? They are prodrugs. Okay, so all ACE inhibitors are what? They are prodrugs except which one? Captopril and lisino, which are already in the active form. They do not need to be pro. So captain listen to me, that is the active form. Captain listen to me. Are you clear now? Captain listen to me. Okay, then our morning drug PPI, proton pump inhibitors. Which are they? They are all prazols. Which one? Yes, the prazols like pantoprazole. Okay, which one? Omeprazole. So all prazols are rabeprazole. They are what? This. So what are the three drugs? Remember, DOPA brothers, ACE brothers, PPI brothers. So prils, prazole and DOPA. Pril, prazole and DOPA are which drug? They are pro drugs. Okay. फिर थोड़ा जॉइंट्स की बात कर लेते हैं, हड्डियों की. तो जॉइंट्स के लिए कौन सी ड्रग याद करनी है आपको बच्चों? जॉइंट्स. तो जॉइंट्स के अंदर भी कौन सी दो ड्रग याद करनी? एक गाउट के लिए अलोपिरिनॉल और दूसरी रिमोटाइड के लिए आजाथायोप्रिन, विच इज अ डिजीज मॉडिफाइंग एजेंट. ये हो गए जॉइंट्स के लिए. ओके, सो जॉइंट के ब्रदर्स कौन से? आजाथाय. ओके, क्लियर. बाकी स्टेरॉइड्स भी दे सकते हैं. सो स्टेरॉइड भी क्या है? दे आर प्रोड्रग्स. स्टेरॉइड्स, विच स्टेरॉइड्स? दो याद कर लो. प्रेडनिसोन, विच बिकम प्रेडनिसलॉन, and cortisone which become hydrocortisone. हो गया हमारा, बस खत्म. So what are the main example of prodrugs? Remember DOPA brothers, L-DOPA, methyl DOPA, L-DOPA, methyl DOPA. ACE inhibitor, all except captain listen to me. Captain listen to me. I am already active. No need to make me active. So captain सुनो मेरी बात. I am already active. That is except capto and lisino. Okay. So all other are what? Pro drugs. All other are pro. Then PPIs for acidity. So stomach PPI याद कर लो. Then joints में allopurinol for gout and azathioprine for rheumatoid arthritis etc. And steroid में prednisolone, that is, and cortisone and cortisone. Are you clear now? Okay, fine. Okay, okay. Dipjyoti, dysentery is mostly caused by infective agent. Diarrhea can be non-infective also. Okay, clear. But dysentery is caused mainly by Salmonella, Shigella, etc. Okay, okay. So I hope everything is clear. Okay. So prodrugs are clear to you. Never to forget DOPA brothers, ACE inhibitors, PPI, joint drugs, steroid. They are the ones. Okay. No need to make mnemonic. Remember them like this: steroids, Sonson, joints, AA. And PPI prazols, then dopamine brothers and the which one? And the ACE inhibitor. उसमें mnemonic क्या है? Captain listen to me. I am already active. I hope is clear. Fine. Now we see last is excretion. Then we will take the break. Excretion. Okay. Now excretion के अंदर याद करना क्या है? इसके अंदर किडनी. So क्या करती है किडनी? It clear the drug. Clear plasma by removing drug in urine by filtration and secretion. By filtration and secretion. Okay, by filtration and secretion. Okay, reabsorption will rather reduce the removal. Okay, so that is the concept here. Are you clear now? Now, can only kidney remove? No, non-renal excretion. Non-renal भी होता है, जैसे liver in bile. So liver can remove in bile. So liver can remove some of the drug in the bile. Okay, then lithium. लिथियम सोडियम की तरह ही है, किसका भाई है? सोडियम का भाई है लिथियम। तो अगर ये सोडियम का भाई है तो किसमें निकल जाएगा? स्वेट, यूरिन। ओके, सो इट कैन बी रिमूव इन स्वेट, यूरिन, सलाइवा, टीयर एक्सेट्रा, क्योंकि ये वाटर सॉल्युबल है। सो लिथियम इज ब्रदर ऑफ सोडियम। व्हाट डज द स्वेट कंटेन? दे आर सोडियम। सो सोडियम का भाई है लिथियम, तो इसमें निकल जाएगा। एंड फिर अल्कोहल किसमें निकल जाता है? रेस्पिरेशन में। अल्कोहल एक्सपीरेशन में। ओके, सो इट इज रेस्पिरेशन, ब्रीदिंग। सो अल्कोहल कैसे निकलता है? जब शराबी आपके पास आता है तो क्या है? यू कैन फील द स्मेल। ऐसे अबे दारू पी के शर्म नहीं आती? ची ची ची, मुझे भी पिला, सॉरी। सो व्हेन अल्कोहलिक पर्सन कम, यू कैन सी इट इज रिमूव इन व्हाट? सो दैट्स फॉर देयर नॉन रीनल एक्सक्रीशंस। बट रिमेंबर, all drugs are mainly removed by kidney. Very few are removed by bile, the saliva, sweat and alcohol. Okay, rest all are removed where they're removed there. Okay, so leave it. Okay, now kidney will remove. Okay, and you know this thing, okay, that clearance funda, clearance is equal to GFR if only filtration. So I'll just say clearance, or the short form CL. So what is the rule? If clearance is equal to GFR, that means only filtration. Please go to physiology to understand the funda. Okay, and example is inulin. And if clearance is more than GFR, that means filtration and secretion. Example is most drugs. So most drugs are removed by filtration and secretion. Okay, so some amount is secreted and bulk is filtered. That is how you are able to remove the drug from the body. Are you clear? So remove the drug from the body. Okay, now comes a question. There is something called as T-half, half-life. That is T-half. That is time taken, okay, for drug to become 50% of original. So time taken for drug to become 50% of the original is called as what thing? Yes. Okay, clear? So is it clear now? So that is a concept. Okay, it is 50% of original. Example, let's say a drug T-half is 6 hours. So let's say T-half is 6 hours for drug A. For drug A. Okay, so what is the T-half? It is this for drug A. So now let's start the story. So if you give at 0 hour, you give what? You give 100 milligram drug. So it will become 50 milligram after 6 hours. Okay, so the T-half, it is 6 hours. Are you clear? But that means the cycle will not stop. It will keep moving on. It will keep moving on. Then it will become half again, that is 25 milligram. Again after 6 hours, that is 12 hours. So after 12 hours, it will be only 25% left. So it is 100%, 50%, 25%, and after another 6 hours it will be 12.5 milligram. Okay, that is 18 hours, and after the 24 hour it will be 6.25. So that means the drug is getting reduce, and it technically never becomes zero. Yes, it will be removed by kidney eventually, but it technically never becomes zero. It technically never becomes zero. Okay, fine. So question is, what is the purpose of T half? It decide the timing of the dose. If there is a very long T half, we can give the drug. So that's why, what does the T half decide? T half decide the timing of drug doses. Okay, example, if it is 6 hourly or 12 hourly, if 12 hour T half, we can give the drug what? We can give the drug twice a day. So that's why we can give 2 times a day. Call as BID. So BID. What is BID? Twice a day. Okay, or TDS. That is TDS. What is TDS? 3 times a day is TDS. Okay, or we have QID, that is 4 times a day. So what is the half life here? 12, it is 8 hour. If 8 hour, then you need to give 3 times. If 12 hour, you need to give what? 2 times. So that means what? You can calculate the timing of the drug doses in this particular case. Are you clear? So timing is given in this particular manner. So T half. Okay, so question is there. Let me ask you. Okay, first, okay, a drug becomes 12.5% in 20 hours. A drug become 12. What is the T half? Calculate please. So a drug become 12.5 in 20 hours. So what is the T half of this particular drug? Calculate. Don't worry, tricks I'll explain. Okay, पर अभी concept याद करनी है. So the concept I have given you till now, I'll just revise in the end. Okay, so अभी ये बताओ, a drug become 12.5% 20 hours. Okay, बताओ भाई. So what is the T half? कितना होगा? बताओ भाई, बताओ. So what is the T half? Then we will give a break. Okay, I will give a break once you answer this question. Okay, anyone? Mm-hmm. 2.5. Okay, others? So Kanta gave the answer. Ajit give the answer. Other people answer. Six hour. You don't need to know the initial. Why? Because percentage means 100%. Okay, I'll give a hint. If it is 100%, it will become in X what? It will become 50%. Then in 2x, that is double that time, it will become 25%. Then in 3x, it will become 12.5. Okay, so 3x, it will become 12.5. Okay, so I hope you got the answer. कितना? Anyone answer? So ये 0 पे था ना, तो 50% हुआ x hours में x, फिर डबल x में ये और 3x में थर्ड हाफ लाइफ. सो x हो गया ना t हाफ, x इज t हाफ. आर यू क्लियर? सो डबल हाफ लाइफ सेकेंड. सो थर्ड हाफ लाइफ के बाद कितना होता है? 12.5. सो थर्ड हाफ लाइफ के बाद कितना हो जाता है ये? 12.5. सो फर्स्ट हाफ लाइफ, सेकेंड हाफ लाइफ, थर्ड हाफ लाइफ के बाद कितना होता है ये? तो 18 हो गया ना, तो कितना हो गया? 3t हाफ हो गया ना इसके. ये 2 टी हाफ है और ये 1 सिंगल. सो दैट मीन्स आफ्टर 2 हाफ लाइफ it is 25%. After 3 half life it is 12.5. So what is the half life? 3 half lives. 3 half life. So if 3x is 20 hours, 20 hours, okay, so what will be the initial time? Okay, so answer is it will be around 6.6 hours. It will be around 13 point hour, and this would be, so approximately t half is 6 point something. 6.6 hour is the t half. Are you clear now? So after 6.6 it become 50%, and again after 6.6 it become 25%, again 6 it become 12.5. so 3 times, so 3 20 by 3 6.6. okay, so these kind of questions can be asked. Don't worry, you will be able to solve them. चलो एक easy question देता हूँ. okay, t half is 5 hour. T half is 5 hour. okay, clear? okay, so how much time taken for drug to become 3.125%. सो क्वेश्चन आ गया, अगर टी हाफ 5 आर है तो कितने टाइम में ड्रग 3.125 बन जाएगी फ्रॉम 100%. करो एक बार सॉल्व करो. 5 घंटे में आधी होती है. बताओ भाई. लेट्स सी हाउ मच माय स्टूडेंट्स आर लर्निंग एंड आंसरिंग. ओके, आंसर आंसर आंसर. यस, नम्रता राइट, स्मिता राइट, विजेंद्र राइट. ओके, चलो इसका बताओ भाई, फिर आई विल गिव अ ब्रेक. ओके, चलो चलो आंसर आने शुरू हो गए. वेरी गुड. सुकांता 25, प्रज्वल 20. ओके okay, those who are watching live, okay, please make sure most people who are preparing for exam are able to see, because it will cover every possible theory that is there. okay, and I've used what good books, Lippincott, KD Tripathi, even watch the app videos to create this content. okay, so it is one of the easiest content you will find anywhere. okay, and it is yes. okay, चलो भाई आ जाओ. वेरी गुड. ओके, तो करते हैं शुरू. देखो 100 थी, 100 से पहले हुआ 50, कितनी देर में? 5 घंटे में. फिर 25 हुआ, कितना? और 5 मतलब कितना? 10 घंटे बाद. फिर 15 घंटे बाद कितना हो गया? 12.5. फिर 20 घंटे में कितना हुआ? 6.25. फिर और 5 घंटे में 3.125. सही है? कितना? 25. छोड़ द आंसर 25. 5 बार घटाना ये, सो 25 आवर्स. सो आंसर इज 25 आवर्स. सो टेक्निकली इट कैन बिकम ऑलमोस्ट 0 बाय पासिंग टाइम. इजी हो गया ना? चलो, सो इजी है. वेरी गुड. सो 100 से 50 हुआ 5 घंटे में, फिर 25 हुआ, फिर 10 घंटे मतलब 5 घंटे और. सो क्या हो रहा है? +5 +5. टी हाफ, टी हाफ इज 5. सो 5 5 5 5 5. सो हर 5 घंटे में आधा 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 हो रहा है. इजी हो गया. सो दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी simple concept. okay, so that is the concept of t half. okay, now if you can remember, we are only left with minor concepts. We are left with minor, like what? First order, zero order kinetics, and then pharmacodynamics is mostly receptor action, which I have taught in endocrine physiology, like G protein coupled receptor, tyrosine receptor, nuclear receptor, cytoplasmic. So that means we'll do pharmacodynamics after break and start the ANS. We'll take a break, let's say 20 minutes. okay, okay, and do join. I'll be finishing the remaining part of general pharma. Is almost over. We have covered 80% of pharmacokinetics. okay, and we'll be doing the dynamics after break. And once we finish, we can start the autonomic drug. okay, and again I'll make it easy for you to remember and recall in the exam. okay, fine. Once we finish, then we will start. okay, so once we finish, we will start. So please, my request, we are taking a break, and we'll create a new link, okay, because ये link expire कर जाएगा. So we will create a new link after the break, okay. So we'll do the remaining, okay. चलो. So let's take a break, and then after break remaining general pharma plus ANS. So I have created very easy simple notes of ANS so that you can remember them always and always, okay. Fine, okay. चलो, थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एवरीथिंग, ओके. अरे बाबा फॉर्म जब आएगा गरिमा तभी तो भरेंगे ना, तो एक बार फॉर्म आने दो. कहते 3 बजे पर क्या पता 4 बजे आए. तो जैसे फॉर्म आएगा आई विल गिव यू ब्रेक एंड डिसाइड. अभी भी टाइम है हमारे पास, 1 घंटा है ना. सो टेक 20 मिनट्स ब्रेक, ओके. सो विल मीट एट 2:20 PM. आई पोस्ट द लिंक अगेन, ओके. सो प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज, ओके. अरे बाबा गरिमा दे दूंगा भाई, दे दूंगा, ओके. ठीक है, ओके. चलो, नहीं अक्षिता, इट कैन बी फॉर बोथ, ओके. इट कैन बी फॉर बोथ, ओके. Because some of the reaction like even reduction oxidation are done by cytochrome P450, okay. So it can be both, okay. Chalo, so let's start the break now. Yes, and please revise, okay. Please revise, okay. Chalo, we'll take a break. ठीक है, so I'll end the stream, ठीक है. And please, yes, please join after the class, okay. Please join after the class and we will study, okay. Fine.